Hi, and welcome for stopping by the Myrita Minutes. Before I get started, I'd like to say that everything on my channel is alleged and, in my opinion, and done for entertainment purposes only. If you are new here, welcome. To all my new subscribers, thank you for joining me on my journey. Please like, share, and subscribe. Now let's get into it. Okay, today we're going to talk about the Guobadias. Anybody familiar with Portia Williams from Real Housewives of Atlanta? I've never talked about them on my channel. And maybe because of what's come out in the past couple of days, I may be recapping the show, their reboot or whatever. We'll see how it goes. But Portia Williams, aka Portia Guobadia, um, married to Simon Guobadia, if that's indeed his real name. Yeah, they got married about 2 years ago. I want to say his ex-wife, Fallon, was one of the housewives on the show. The way they brought her in, Portia introduced her. That was so shady. Of course, Portia said she really didn't know her. You know, they use some of the girls to introduce other girls when they come on board. I don't know. Everybody knows the iconic scene with Portia, her sister, and I want to say, what's the girl that was from uh, Canada? Tanya. I want to say all of them went over Fallon's house and got in the pool. And they met Simon. Supposedly that was the first time that they had met each other and whatever. So let's fast forward. So Simon and Fallon separated. Supposedly, well, supposedly she did. She was dealing with someone that worked for them. I want to say his name was Jalen, but I'm not sure. Anyway, she had a baby by him, and her and Simon divorced. About a month after the divorce was final, uh, Portia and Simon have this news that they have been dealing with each other for only a month, according to them, and they realize that they were soulmates and that they're going to get married. Ooh, can't make this stuff up. Anywho, Portia got dragged through the mud for this because the optics of it looked terrible. The whole thing behind her bringing it just didn't look good. She brought this girl on the show and then winds up with her husband dating him, and then obviously got married. Had more than one wedding. I think they had 2 weddings. I mean, it was a big extravagant wedding. Now, I think Roa had gone after Portia after this wedding. I think they wanted her to come back to the show. I guess her thing was, no, I'm not coming back to the show. She didn't want to have to do anything. I guess she didn't want to have to work or whatever. I think she was still doing Amazon stuff though. And for a while there, she was still on Dish Nation. And then she was just, slowly but surely, like, kind of like removing herself from a lot of the stuff on, that she was doing. Because the optics was that she was living this new life of luxury. So she didn't have to do all this stuff. Well, as it so happens to be. Now, I feel like we need to always go by that old adage. If it's too good to be true, it probably is, right? And the Neighborhood Talk has posted court documents that show that Simon Guobadia has been trying to obtain his citizenship for years. I mean, it goes back to like the late 1980s. And he has been riddled with bank fraud, credit card fraud, identity fraud, fake marriages, and more. Like all this stuff He's been deported multiple times because of these crimes. Yet he still comes back in. I don't know how I don't know. I don't know how the immigration thing works. You have people that truly want to come over here and make a better life for themselves and can't get in. Yet we have certain individuals that can get in on a drop of a dime and have no issues at all. Because why is he even here with all that stuff, right? Anyway, let me just read you all what it says on the neighborhood talk. Well, it just says that it says court documents listed Simon's background as the reason for his citizenship denial. In August of 1982, 82, you guys, he overstayed his visa. In September of 1987, he pleaded guilty to bank and credit card fraud, which is a felony offense. In January in 1989, he was arrested for unauthorized use of a vehicle, and in 1990, he was arrested for ID fraud. But he didn't stop there. He would go on in 1991 to commit more credit card fraud. Let me see. How old is Portia? You guys, let me look this up. Because he was doing all this stuff, and I think she might have been a toddler, if she was even thought of. Let me think. Portia Williams. Age. Okay. Yeah. She was born in 1981. So he was doing all this stuff. In August of 1982, he overstayed his visa. So how old is he? He's 60 years old. She's 42. Mm. So when he was doing all this scamming and scheming, she was one. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Okay, so wow, but he didn't stop there, you guys. He would go on in 1991 to commit more credit card ID fraud. Evidently, he just couldn't stop. He had to be physically removed from the United States. However, before his removal, he used a fake identity to receive temporary residence status in the U.S. under the Special Agricultural Worker Program. So, was he a farmer? Was he perpetrating as a farmer? Oh my God. As part of the program, his temporary residence status was upgraded to a permanent after a waiting. Okay, wait a minute. I can't read that. As a part of the program, his temporary residence status was upgraded to permanent after a waiting period. In December of 2022, Simon attempted to use that same program as a reason why he should be eligible for naturalization. But the US said, hell no, because he only got it into the program by using a fake identity. Oh my gosh. They also go on to say it's important to note that even his marriages were listed as shams in the court documents. You guys, oh my gosh. On March 13th, 2023, Simon filed an instant complaint and asked the court to vacate the denial and remand with instructions to grant his application. Simon is now married to Portia. With all this fraud and criminal activity, Simon is definitely giving, they're saying, oh my God, he's giving Apollo Nida and Peter Thomas storylines a run for their money. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So I don't know how I feel about this. I have mixed feelings. I feel like Portia knew maybe somewhat of this, or maybe she didn't know. Maybe she was conned into marrying her because he still needs to be attached to an American in order to go forward. And but he's done so much. He's done so much. So now he's suing the United States for not giving him citizenship because he was scamming. Help me out, y'all. Help me. I don't get this. So maybe this has come out to the forefront in their marriage. She sees that this may not work out too well, and maybe that's why she's back on the show. 2, I honestly believe that she felt like she had hit the jackpot. And honestly, to be honest, there's y'all know the girl Shamia, her one of her girlfriends. Well, I honestly feel like she did some of this because she wanted to keep up with her. I think for the life of me, this is my opinion and I'm entitled to it, that she was trying to keep up with Shamia. Shamia has landed a nice one. He's African, I believe, too. And I don't know. I'm sure. I would hope that he was legit as well. Um, and she was actually jealous of her. I want to say that's what the vibes that I got watching the show. The girl was on there. She talked about her wedding, or she talked about, I think was even brought up, like, why didn't Portia go? She didn't go because she was jealous of her. She made up all these excuses as to why she couldn't make it over there. I guess to the wedding in Africa. I don't know if was she pregnant then or something. I don't know. Something she made up that she reason why she couldn't fly. And Shamia, and her were besties. And then all of a sudden, they kind of like fell out. And I think it was because, Shamia was moving up. I honestly believe that was part of it. And then when she got with Simon, it appeared that, okay, well, she was moving up too. So her and Shamia were bosom buddies. There's a whole bunch of pictures out there of all of them hanging out together. Now all of a sudden, y'all besties again. So I don't know. I don't know if I feel how I feel about this situation. I feel like, first of all, you don't take people's husbands. And then again, why didn't we take cues from Fallon? Fallon didn't seem too broke up about it when they split up. Matter of fact, she was dealing with somebody else and had a baby by him. If she really felt like she had something serious, would she have messed that up with dealing with someone that didn't have anything? Clearly, she looked at them as having about the same thing. I'm sorry, y'all. I digress. Yeah, this is messy. This is really, really messy. Oh well. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about it at all. But it should be an interesting season on Roa if they're allowed to touch it. I mean, I don't know. Do you think, I don't believe in coincidences either. Do you think that Roa or the producers of Roa already knew about this? And maybe that's why they put got a contract with Portia? Do you think they blindsided Portia? Because it just seems like she's announced last week that she's going back to the show, and now all of a sudden this information is for the no, I don't know, y'all. I don't believe in coincidences. This is just too much to unpack. Anyway, y'all, please drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I don't feel sorry for Portia. I feel like she kind of might have knew some of this, and once she did, or if she maybe she didn't, and once she find out, she's still trying to make it seem like everything is peachy keen, like her promo going back on the show. She said, "Portia Williams, no, Portia Guobadia is in the building." So she's still trying to portray like this is like the ultimate. Yeah. All right, y'all. Yes, please like, share, and subscribe. It is free. It's a free way to support my channel. I appreciate all the new subscribers that have joined me in the last couple of days, actually. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. And drop something down in the comments. Let me know what you think about this whole fiasco. There's a lot going on here. Have a good day, you guys. Peace.